Today's video topic: your pursuit of money is keeping you poor. And here's why.
So, in my last video I said that pursuing money makes you weak. More so, chasing profit at your business makes you weak. Now in that video I talked about it in terms of life happiness and fulfillment. Let's take that off the table right now. Let's just talk about being an effective entrepreneur. Look, you see this mistake all over YouTube, you see it all over Instagram, and it's really obvious. And when you go and look at these people's businesses and their products, it's pretty obvious. But I'm gonna make this very clear. Look, what I've found in business is the key to business is one and only one thing. It's having a superior product that does something so much better than everybody else's and delivers and solves a problem better than anybody else, whether it's a completely new problem or you are just so much better at solving that problem. And doing those things usually takes time, it takes tons of focus, and it takes investment. And it takes making decisions based on one thing, and that is what is best for the customer. Because if you're only thinking about the customer...
Honestly, in all honesty, anything you do, especially online, like any type of online business, it's going to take you at least minimum of a year. Anything you are currently pursuing, Amazon FBA, Shopify, ClickBank, whatever online venture you are pursuing, it's going to take a minimum of a year to learn from your mistakes, to try and learn from other people's mistakes that you see through YouTube, perhaps buying a course that is good, or perhaps buying a course that ended up being shitty or trash. It's gonna take you a year. On this same channel, on this channel right here, it took me 2 years to even start making any type of money on YouTube. Content I was making, if you look back, my old content, it is drastically different from what I'm making now, right? And your interest will also change. But arguably, the best thing you can start doing is to just review things that you are currently you believe in. Review products or software that you believe and trust in, and then you create content around that product or software, and you become an affiliate for that program, right? You know what I'm saying? So there are countless videos on my channel that have taken 3 months, 6 months, even a year to start getting significant views and start generating money through AdSense, through affiliate earnings and stuff like that, right? So understand that it's gonna take you at least a year, minimum, without fail, right? All these videos on YouTube about make money watching videos, make money listening to me. It's like, what the heck is that? What value, what product, what service are you really providing to people, right? The best, if you are trying to make like money through that kind of way, I would say your best bet is to do in-person focus groups, or become part of a study. That's how you are able to actually generate money, and you are providing value because people are able to see the effectiveness of an experiment, whatever it is, right? But all these online like surveys, you're not making enough money based on your time investment.
Always going to make the right decision. And when you think about the customer, there's 3 things that go into that. It's what's best for the product, what's best for the company, and what's best long term. And when you focus on what's best for the customer in those 3 things, the amount of money you're going to make is gargantuan. It's just not going to come all at once. It's going to be long term. Look at Amazon, for example. Now, there's plenty of examples where people wait and it never comes in. But the way you build something that's truly great is you have to think about the customer first. And when you start a business and the only thing you're focused on is profits and money, well, it starts to become very clear. Look at a lot of people on Instagram and YouTube. Look at where they're spending all their money. Where do you think that money's coming from? It's coming from the business. Then look at their products. Not very good. What do you think is going to happen to this business? You think this business is going to be here 10 years from now? It's that damn simple. But it gets so much worse than that, because when you have this type of mindset, you can't be an effective leader. You can't be an effective CEO. And more so, it also sets you out to be wiped out by people that are able to think with this mindset. Look, if you are running a business where, let's say you're making $300,000 a month and your competitor's making $300,000 a month, but let's say you're taking $200K a month out of the business and the competitor that you're going against is not taking anything out. In fact, he's trying to make as little money as possible because the best thing he can do is hire more support people, hire more developers, build a better software. What do you think's going to happen? Let's go 6 months in the future. What do you think's going to happen right there? You're going to get wiped out. And that's the beauty of building a lifestyle and building your life around not needing money, at least for a period of time when you're building your companies, because it allows you to be like a boxer in a ring where you're fighting other entrepreneurs, because that's what business is. You're fighting other entrepreneurs. Your idea, your brand, your product is going head to head with them. And if you don't require money in your lifestyle and you can go all in on your business, they really can't do much against you if they're not all in too. It's like you're going into a poker game and you go all in, and the only...
Essentially, it's like becoming a minimalist. Like for me personally, I took a very unorthodox approach to like renting. So instead of like buying furniture or pots and pans or whatever it is, I decided to like live in Airbnbs long term. So I'm not tied down to a lease, a 6-month, 12-month lease. I can move wherever I want to. Travel. I'm not really traveling anytime soon, but I'm just saying, I don't have to invest time into a bed. I don't have to invest time into a furniture. I can pick up, literally, all my belongings can be picked up in a suitcase and I'm out, straight up, right? So I made a whole video about how to live in Airbnbs and how to rent with bad credit or an eviction on your record. I'll leave it linked in the description, pinned comment, or in the cards. But essentially, you want to make your life as minimal as possible, right? And one thing I've noticed myself essentially is whenever I've made fitness my goal, or just had the consistency to work out, I found it helped me in terms of my business ventures, right? When you are active, when you are working out, when you're going for you're getting 10,000 steps in each day, and you're just involving movement into your day, you kind of get like a high. Working out and doing that it gives you a high, right? A non-drug high, right? And you don't feel lethargic, you don't feel heavy or overweight. Live a minimal life, right? You don't need too many things. You don't want to buy too much stuff. Don't be too much for consumer, and make fitness your goal, or make working out, right? If you think about working out consistently, you will indirectly get a good body. But if you think about getting a good body, you will, I don't know, it kind of contradicts itself, right? So fitness, make activity or a healthy lifestyle your goal, and live a minimalist lifestyle.
The response they can have back is to go all in too. But most people won't go all in. And so that's where the true power of an entrepreneur comes from. Look, if you look at short-term entrepreneurs or stupid entrepreneurs, they're constantly worrying about how much money they're making right now. They're constantly looking at the month to month. And because of that, they never really focus on building something great. They never focus on building something awesome, because the goal isn't to build something awesome. They're not doing this for joy. They're not doing this for fulfillment. They're doing it so they can go and get bottles at the club and take pictures next to a private jet. They're doing it so that they can go and be rich. That's why they're doing it. And because of that, the business becomes very weak, because first off, they have to be able to breathe at the same time. It's like the boxer, except they have to be chugging down waters and Gatorades every 5 minutes. And then the business dies because they consistently cannot take long-term positions. And here's the thing about this. If your business is not your source of joy, if your work is not your source of joy, this is going to happen to you, because all these sacrifices that come with waiting to make money, that come with thinking about the customer first, it's not worth it unless the thing you're building is there for the sake of building it. If you go and look at Amazon, or if you go and look at Amazon or any of Elon Musk projects, or you go look at any real successful entrepreneurs out there, if you look at Tobias Luckey with Shopify, all these projects didn't make much money up front. A lot of them didn't make money for years. Slack didn't make money for 5 or something years. It failed over and over again. And now all these people are billionaires. How are they billionaires? Because they didn't try to make money. Yeah, the goal long term is to build and make money and create a very profitable big business. But that's not the goal. The goal was never the profit. The goal was never the money. The goal was to build this big, giant, awesome thing. And that's the problem when you go and build your business around profit. Because you never have the opportunity to build this big, giant, crazy thing. Because one, you're not in love with it, and two, you're always trying to take the money out. You're always making the short-term decisions. You're always viewing the business as like this cow that you're trying to constantly cut up while it's still growing. It doesn't work like that. But then the most damaging thing of all, this is it. This is where it gets crazy nasty. See, this is the death of joy right here. This is the death of the entrepreneur. This is the ultimate pussification of an entrepreneur. So what happens when you build your business, and you're going in, like I talked about in the last video, your goal is to move from bigger box to bigger box, and better Instagram picture and better Instagram picture. That's cool, whatever. But maybe it's not that. Maybe you just really need the money for a lifestyle, or I don't know what your goal is. But you're only focused on the money. What happens is, let's imagine you get to this point in your business where you have enough money, and you have the option to chase any business you want. You can build a video game company. You can build a tracking company to work with all the biggest brands in the world, like I'm trying to do at Hyros. That's what I'm doing right now. You can build any type of company out there. You can build a company that helps people shave goats. I don't know what your goals are. I'm not also good at pulling these goals out of my butt, as you can tell. But whatever you're most excited about, that you're going to become extremely good at, you can go after as soon as you've achieved some level of financial freedom. But if you're determining your decisions by what's going to make you money now, what's going to make you money a year from now, you can't do that. And so what happens is you get locked into your first business, or what is, for lack of better words, a cash flow business. Now,
honestly, I believe part of the reasons why people have a short-term sight towards their business is because their own personal financial situation isn't stable, right? You are essentially trying to use the business as a way to get rich or to quickly fix your personal finance. So if you are fairly stable in your personal finances, you have at least $1,000 saved up in your savings accounts, and anywhere from 3 to 12 months saved up in your savings account. Ultimately as well, like 3 to 12 months of expenses covered. That means you have that much in your bank account. That means if you start working now, you start making any more money, you'll be good for that time period, right? And then ultimately you're paying down any current debts that you have, right? So if you are working on doing that, and then you're able to start creating content around your knowledge, like whatever job you currently do, right? Just create YouTube videos around that content, around that job, around your experience. The reality of being a computer engineer, the reality of being a plumber, the reality of being a carpenter. Just speak about your experience, and people will ultimately, you get paid. Not only will you get paid through the AdSense, but any gear that you currently use as a carpenter, or whatever it is that you do, or software that you use as a web developer, you can just link down in your description. That's arguably, I would say, the easiest and minimalist way for you to start making money. Like I said, minimalist, right? Literally, all I do to make videos is a tripod, iPhone, a ring light if it's dark, and I'm straight. I don't use a computer. I don't use editing software. I just have iMovie, and I'm straight, right? Make your life as simple as possible. If that means getting a cheaper apartment and having roommates, yo, you gotta do what you gotta do. Or living back with your parents. I don't know, man, but roommates, living a bit farther from downtown, whatever you gotta do to cut down your expenses. If you did nothing else after this video, but stop eating out, you would save so much money that you can invest into your business and invest into paying out your debts or building your emergency funds. You can ultimately quit your job or pick up a part-time job that's less demanding.
And cash flow businesses are bad. But what I'm saying right here is you get locked into a business that isn't your dream business. It isn't the thing you're obsessed with. You wake up every morning and you're thinking about something else. And that's like being locked into a marriage to someone that's third or fourth best. It's not going to be fun, especially when you know there's that person that you could go after, that you want to be with, that you're always thinking about, but that person requires some sacrifices. Maybe you have to move to, I don't know. I'm not even using this metaphor. You get it. The thing that you want to do, it takes sacrifices. And because you're running your business based on profit and cash, you're not going to make those sacrifices. You're not going to go through those hardships. You're not going to make the hard decisions. You're constantly going to be thinking about the cash. And so what's going to happen is you have all these opportunities to pursue the things that you're going to become really good at, but probably going to take 5 to 10 years to really pay off. And because you're thinking with this and not your joy, you're not going to do this thing. And you're going to cut yourself off from your greatest source of fulfillment in your life. And when you cut yourself off from that, you're also going to cut yourself out from your ultimate talent. You're going to cut yourself off from the thing that you would really dominate at because you become obsessed with it. And so you see, when you focus only on the money and when you pursue only profits in your business, the customer doesn't come first. Therefore, your product sucks. It's never going to work out. You can't make long-term decisions based around what's best for the product, the company, and what's best long-term. So therefore, your company is going to suck. You're constantly, if you're going and trying to support a lifestyle that you're funding with all this cash and profits, well, it's like you're a boxer in a ring. Except you have to constantly be chugging Gatorade. You have to constantly be breathing super hard. When if you go against a competitor who's all in on their business, he's going to wipe you out because he doesn't need to breathe. It's the easiest way to beat you ever. And so just like that, your business is going to suck. But more importantly, you are going to suck. Because the thing that you have the chance to become really good at and build the best possible product in is the thing you're going to be most excited about. But if you're not pursuing what you're most excited about, especially when you're in a position to pursue it, what's going to happen is you're not going to pursue it. You're going to get stuck in whatever business is making you money right now, and you're always going to be afraid to take that leap of faith because you're afraid of losing your money. And so what you got to do is you got to realize what's the most important thing. It's this thing. It's the fulfillment. So create a lifestyle where you don't need the cash right now. Create a lifestyle where you have absolutely no fear. You can get in the ring and you don't need to breathe or drink water for 2, 5, 10 years. Create a lifestyle where you can be completely reckless in your business. And so you have the option to say, you know what? I want to work on what I love instead of what I don't love. Because I know right now it's not going to make me the most money. But the thing that I love is what gives me the most fulfillment. And because of that, I'm going to be willing to make the sacrifices for it. They're going to allow me to think about the customer first and build the best long-term product that's going to keep my customers and keep them happy and solve their problems. And I'm going to be willing to make those sacrifices because I love it. And because I love it and I'm obsessed with it, it's going to be the most amazing fucking business I've ever built. And it's going to be super fulfilling. I'm going to fill it with people that I love and enjoy working with. And this is going to be the most fun thing I ever do for the next 30, 40 years of my life. And that right there is why chasing money instead of chasing fulfillment and thinking about the customer makes you a little bitch.
So, lesson, cut down all your current expenses. Eating out, just cook at home, cook your own food, chop your own food, chop like king at your own place. If you got to downsize your current living space, live a bit farther from downtown, get a roommate, whatever you gotta do that. Once you've cut down all your current expenses to its minimalist possibility, look at side hustles that you can do, right? Perhaps anything online, I would say definitely it's gonna take you a while. Any type of online side hustle, it's not gonna make you immediate cash just like that. It's gonna take you at least a year. That means you gotta find some in-person side hustles, focus group, in-person studies, go on Kijiji or Craigslist, see what people are, maybe they need help around their house, whatever it is, help them get a little bit of extra cash and stuff like that, right? So cut down your expenses. If you wanna consider living in an Airbnb, I made a whole video about it, check that out. God bless, much love, peace and joy, namaste. Always remember, if it doesn't feed you, don't water it. And too much of any good thing is good for for nothing. How are you lot doing today? Hopefully you're doing more, saying less, and keeping that same energy. Flip the script. I'm out. Deuces.